Hi, Alan. It's good to see you here in a week one discussion forum. I try to be as diverse as possible, utilizing various technologies to respond to students' initial posts. So this is a video response. It does not mean that I will be always responding using video. I may be using audio, I may be using the written format, but I feel, more connected to the students when doing video responses. I appreciate your initial post. It sounds like you changed it significantly from what you had previously discussed in our call prior to the start of IP 901. So there are a few aspects of the study that you would like to propose that I would like to talk with you. So the first thing, and I'm looking here in your initial post, you mentioned that you would like to study Thai American first generation immigrants in the United States. I would like for us to reflect about the piece related to the study that needs to address an international population. So I would like you to clarify if the population was born in the US or if the population immigrated from Thailand and currently lives in the US. So if the population born in the US, most likely this is not an international population. This is a population already fully acculturated into US culture. If the population immigrated from Thailand, then it's possible, especially if you look into the experiences of the population that were not fully acculturated into the US culture. So then you mentioned that you actually have the goal to culturally validate an acculturation scale. That is fantastic. In general, acculturation studies get a lot of attention. Cultural validation studies, culturally validating instruments get a lot of attention. But I need to be honest with you, to culturally validate an instrument, it takes a long time. And it also is a type of study that it's very complex, has several layers of complexities. And usually, scholars that already have research experience, they dive into this type of study. I culturally validated several instruments here in Brazil, so I'm very familiar with the process. And one of the things that I would like to bring to your attention is that this may take several years. So I know you want to graduate from the program. I know you don't want to be here forever. And I really enjoy working with you, but I also want you to successfully graduate on time. So you may consider doing a preliminary or a pilot study where you're collecting the perspectives or the recommendations from the population in order to culturally validate the instrument in a separate study. Maybe you can do this study after you graduate. So let's break down into small pieces. But it's also important to identify in the literature why it's important to culturally validate an acculturation instrument for first generation immigrants, for Thai American first generation immigrants. So what would be the purpose of validating this instrument? It's important that you identify that study. But first, let's ensure that your population falls into the requirement of being an international population before moving forward into the other areas. It doesn't need to be a clinical study. I know you mentioned here in your initial post that it fulfills requirement of being clinical in nature. It doesn't need to be a study in the IP field doesn't need to be clinical in nature. Of course, it is methodological sound. Qualitative methodologies, they are methodological sound. The one that it's is still being very criticized is the autobiography qualitative methodology, but the other ones are well established in the field. So for instance, phenomenology, narrative, case studies, grounded theories, they are all established in the field. So I just want to make this clarification for you. All right. Well, I do hope that this response helps you. Please don't feel obligated to do a video response to me. You can most definitely write your response so we can continue reflecting about the topic. All right? I hope this helps. Talk to you soon. Bye.